All member for Yalbupangia.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute to this debate. But firstly, let me acknowledge the presence of the Vice President of ABG and his delegation, and of course the mothers of Borgainville who are here with us today. Thank you for your presence in this honorable House. Also, I extend my appreciation, like other members, to the Chairman of the committee and Deputy Chairman and the members of the committee for the excellent report that they have presented to this honorable House, and especially the contributions by Prime Minister Marape and President Torama and Minister Makiba. I think they've put in a tremendous effort into ensuring that the continuity of the discussions on Borgainville peace agreement continues, and it has certainly not been a difficult issue. I want to say that Papua New Guineans should be proud of themselves. This is not an issue that we should be embarrassed about or feel guilty about. Many governments, since the peace agreement in 2001, have contributed immensely to trying to manage this very difficult issue. And credit must go to them. We have given all the effort that we can. We've put in many hours and many days, and of course, a lot of resources, budget allocations, and Borgainville has always featured prominently in those allocations by all governments. And that is why I thank the government that, the agreements that they have done, there needs to be a conclusion of this issue. And the time frame that they have set to under the Melanesian agreement in New Zealand is timely, that we should conclude this by 2027 and hopefully before the elections, Mr. Speaker. But none of us were there in 2001 and before that to witness the peace agreements and the intentions behind the peace agreement. So we cannot speak for them, but we can only try and interpret what their thinking was. I think if many of us can recall, many of the participants in that peace agreement were the framers of our constitution as well. They understood very well the functions and the provisions of the constitution. And yet they invoked this particular peace agreement into our constitution to try and mitigate the issue of Borgainville and the crisis that it was facing. And Mr. Speaker, I see the committee's report that it says that this is the spirit of the Borgainville peace agreement, that they have gone about consulting our people in locations throughout the country. And it captures in one of the statements, it says that Borgainville peace agreement served as a political settlement, and it was a framework for peace building. But it goes further on to emphasize that it was all about reconciliation, partnership, and inclusiveness. And that was the balance that it was seeking, this peace agreement was seeking. So, Mr. Deputy Speaker, why I say this is that, when we were in government, we approved the conduct of the referendum, knowing very well the outcome will be, Mr. Speaker. We are not naive to the issues that were being raised in Borgainville. Knowing that Borgainville will vote for independence, even though the question was put to them. And now that the Marape government is in carriage of that referendum, we understand the difficulties that it is going through. About the decision that the parliament has to make. Now, we have to understand that the framers of the Borgainville peace agreement gave us options. And that options are not only for Borgainvillians, also for Papua New Guinea as well. It gives us, this parliament, the right to say no if we have to, and right to say yes. Now the question is, are we all going to accept that? That's the question. Now, I understand that our committee has gone through many locations around it, but it's only gone to 7 locations. Now, we are a nation of millions of people. And I understand that some of us did not go to the elections and get the mandate from our people to vote on this. And I don't think the government was given the mandate to vote on this, so I understand the difficulties. So I think, if we say that we must have a few more weeks or months to try and get some kind of consultation with our own people going, is, again, a genuine call. And I think that, the framers of the Constitution also know very well any referendum put forward under the Constitution has got to go to the entire country. And that did not happen in the Borgainville case because of the Borgainville peace agreement, and that is understandable. But that peace agreement also gave this parliament, which represents the entire country, an opportunity to consult its people. And we have done it through the committee, but going to 7 locations does not give us a clear picture of what our people want, but it guides us. And the report suggests to me that our people's wish is very clear. Through the committee, they are saying that they want peace and stability. And that is the same message we are getting from the Borgainville peace agreement. And they want constitutional process. We must follow the Constitution. And Constitution rightly says the final decision is of this Parliament. And I am hoping that, that everyone will respect the decision of the Parliament. And of course, we are yet to find out when the Parliament makes the decision either way. Our people are saying that, what are the future arrangements? This is what the committee's report is saying. So I just want to put to our House that, let us listen to what our people are wanting. And if we give clarity to that, the decision will be easier. We are all emotionally attached to this issue about Borgainville, and some of us have got our own personal decisions that we can make. But I'm not here representing myself. I'm here representing my people. My people need to give me that assurance that after my consultation that I am making the right decision that they want. So I think that, having Borgainville as part of the referendum decision and moving forward, we need to also understand that this particular vote or decision that the Parliament will make has greater ramifications for the country, our country as a whole, going forward. Now, aspirations for self-determination is not only for Borgainville, it's not isolated to Borgainville. There are some other provinces and ethnic groupings in the country are aspiring for the same thing. Now, how does the leaders in Parliament manage that? And I think the relationship with Borgainville going into the future as our consultation process is demanding. We have Bougainvilleans who are married to Papua New Guineans, Papua New Guineans who are married to Bougainvilleans. We've got grandchildren and families everywhere. While there may be some clarity given in the Borgainville Constitution, the rest of the country does not know. How are they going to be treated? How is their citizenship going to be affected? How is their economic well-being is going to be affected? So these are questions still outstanding. I am not putting this forward to defer debate or defer the vote, Mr. Speaker. I am just highlighting some practical difficulties leaders are facing in the carriage of taking out this vote or debating this issue. So, Mr. Speaker, whilst the challenge ahead for us is to try and manage expectations, I think it is very important that we don't forget that we have a country. We have a country that is got Borgainville at heart. The Bougainvilleans receive the biggest chunk of budget in every budget that I can recall since being elected to this honorable house. But to say it for a fact, I am also equally very disappointed about management of that funds as well. There is no comfort given to me that it has been managed well. Issues about disarmament and arms disposal, that has not been completed to the satisfaction of the rest of us, or rest of the country, or to the Borgainvillians themselves. There's rule of law in question. Economic well-being is in question. And yet, we put our political debates ahead of this. So, Mr. Speaker, I think, it's only fair to the nation that sometimes the nation been procrastinating on decisions like that. It is finding itself in a difficult position. It's not an easy decision to just stand up here and take a vote. And I urge all members of parliament to give consideration to the well-being of our nation into the future. We are not going to be here, and the framers of both the Constitution and the Borgainville Peace Agreement is very clear in their thinking. They want this country to remain united. They want Borgainville to have some self-determination. And we must find a balance. And the balance is there that you have framed it in New Zealand in 2025 in June, what you call a Melanesian agreement. The opportunities are there for you to frame it. Melanesians are not only in Papua New Guinea and Borgainville. They are across the border. They are in Solomons and Vanuatu and Fiji. This may be giving you a greater opportunity for greater question as to how you can frame them into this picture. You look at other countries around the world, they're getting closer, they're not dividing. European Union has become a powerhouse because they are together, economic powerhouse. And trying to go alone sometimes is okay, but it is an uphill battle. So the Melanesian agreement framed in New Zealand also gives you an opportunity. It says about greater potential for Melanesian and existence in Melanesian countries. Now, there are some answers in there somewhere that I think our thinkers and advisors need to find a way that, fair enough, if Borgainville gets independence, how are we going to coexist? Some of these questions need to be answered. Some of these questions need to be settled before we take a vote. Otherwise, we take a vote, and once the vote is taken, you have no say. You have no input in how the country is framed or how the relationship is framed. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge that we give members a little bit of time, and I am grateful that the minister stated that he will bring in the question of the orders, sessional orders to Parliament next week. That gives us a bit of time to consult some of our electorates, and especially our council presidents and their councillors. They've just recently been elected, so hopefully we can be able to get some guidance from them. And they will say, yes, I'm all right. Or Brother Blumi, you're going to vote. We'll come and vote. If they say no, we'll come and tell the nation why would they say no. But it is a decision that is not an easy one, Mr. Speaker. And I urge that we think it through carefully. And now yet. We have to do it properly so we understand. And I am very supportive of the self-determination rights of Bougainvilleans or anyone else. But let's do it together so that Papua New Guinea is stable, Papua New Guinea is peaceful. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.